So if you like, I'm acting as the Sergeant at Arms for the meeting, which is something I do at our regular Toastmasters meeting. So I'd like to welcome you all to our Toastmasters meeting, Speechcraft version tonight, and just share with you the mission of a Toastmasters Club, which is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every individual member has the opportunity to develop communication and leadership skills, which in turn fosters self-confidence and personal growth. And we hope that all of you enjoy sharing that journey with us over the next few weeks. Over to you, Kim.
Great, thanks Megan for being our Sergeant at Arms tonight and calling our meeting to order. Okay, so I'm just going to screen share and go through my PowerPoint, and we're going to start off with just some Zoom guidelines. I'm just going to open that up. You can let me know if you can see that.
Not yet.
Can you see my PowerPoint? No.
No.
Okay.
Yep.
How do I do that?
Share screen.
You're definitely able to share screen according to the...
Oh, here we go. There it is.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, there it was.
Oh, can you see that?
Yes, we can.
Certainly can.
It's got a funny... Okay.
As long as it's not bartender, that's all I've got to say.
What's that? It's got a funny orange thing around it. Anyway. All right. So, is everyone comfortable with Zoom, or has everyone used Zoom before, or can I just...
This is my first time.
Your first time, okay. Awesome, okay. So just to give you a little bit of a guidance around using Zoom is, sorry about that. To mute or unmute yourself, you can go to the microphone in your left-hand side of your screen. And so it's really important to stay muted when we've got the meeting going, because it picks up a lot of noise and it's hard to hear each other. The host can mute all of us, so that'll reduce your noise. So don't worry if we mute you. The video, you can turn that on and off by pressing your video icon. If you've got any questions as we go through the tonight, if you'd put those in the chat box, so you'll be able to see the chat icon. And so if you press on that, a box will come up and you can write your questions in there. Or you can just ask your questions later on. And you can react with thumbs up or a clap also. So there's a reactions icon. And if you obviously lose connection, then you can go back to the Zoom and reload your session. So don't panic if you do drop out for some reason, or you press a button and it drops out. I've done that before. Don't worry. You'll be able to come back and join the meeting because we'll still be here. And we've got permission to record, so that's fantastic. Okay, so they're just the guidelines. Okay, so I just want to introduce me, and this is a really cool idea of introducing yourself. I found this, someone did this when I was attending a professional speaking engagement, and they did it through pictures. So this is me. I'm the coordinator for the Speechcraft course. I live on a farm, and you'll get to see the farm when you come to Weymouth Farm next week, but it'll be in the dark. So if you're here there in the daylight, you'll see that I've got alpacas and sheep, and I've also got a couple of horses. I'm a grandparent. They're my grandchildren. That's my husband, Kelvin. So he's looking a bit weird there. We're at Questacon in Canberra. He's a bit of a fun guy, and you might meet him over the course of the Speechcraft course. So he might come and go and say hello.
Sorry, Kim, can I just interrupt? Your screen is big, so we can't see the whole page.
Oh, right. Okay. Right. Okay. Is that better? Can you see it now?
That's getting better.
Okay. Yep. All right. So that's a little bit about me.
Yep,
Is that better? Can you see it now?
Yep.
Okay, great. All right. Kylie, could I ask you to do the acknowledgement of country, please?
Yes, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians on the land on which we are virtually meeting tonight, and we recognise that the continuing connection to land, water and community. We pay respect to the elders past, present and future, and any Aboriginal people in this meeting tonight.
Great, thank you, Kylie. So can you see my screen now? Is that clear? Yep, great, okay. So what I'd like to do is I'm going to get the Toastmasters in the room, the Toastmasters that are going to be training you during your Speechcraft course, to introduce themselves and give a bit of background of themselves. I'd like to ask you to introduce yourselves and just about what made you sign up for the course, so we can get a little bit of an idea of what brings you. And then I'll run through the outline of the Speechcraft course and talk about what's happening each week, and then the housekeeping part of Speechcraft, and answer any questions that you might have as they arise through the night. And also I'm going to give you some ideas on how you can prepare for week 1. So we'll run through your assignments for the first week.
Kim, Lani's just entered the room.
Oh, fantastic. Welcome, Lani.
Hi, thanks. Sorry.
That's
My
okay.
internet grabbed it right at the right time.
No problem at all. No problem. It's lovely to have you. You've arrived at a great time because we're about to introduce ourselves. So I'm going to get the Toastmasters to introduce themselves first. So Megan, would you like to start?
Yes, my name is Megan. I've been a member of Toastmasters for 21 years now. The first 19 years I was a member of Chatswood Communicators in Sydney. And then 2 years ago, we moved down to Nowra, and I was happy to transfer to Nowra Toastmasters. It's actually a very exciting club, not because it has a huge membership, but because the members are so committed. And I think the thing I get most from Toastmasters are the transferable skills. I've been made redundant twice, and Toastmasters helped me with my interview skills. And I was unfortunate enough to lose my mum a few years ago, and Toastmasters gave me the gift of being able to give her eulogy at her funeral. I just find meeting a broad range of different people and constantly learning new skills is a very stimulating and supportive environment, and I really love it.
Great, thanks, Megan. Kylie.
I'm Kylie, and I've been part of Nowra Toastmasters since 2016-ish, and love it. I've enjoyed it since the first time I came, and have worked my way through leadership roles and developing those skills, which will come in handy as a social worker, and learning how to facilitate groups and everything, which will help with my work in the future.
Great, thanks, Kylie. Linda.
Hi, my name's Linda McLeod. I've been in Toastmasters since 2007, and I joined after I had done a Speechcraft course, exactly the same course that you're all going to do over the 6 weeks that we're going to be together. And I started in the Speechcraft course to build my self-confidence in being able to speak. And in fact, I wanted to go for a panel interview for a job, and it just really frightened me, something horrible. I could speak to people one-on-one. I could not speak to a group of people. So for me, Toastmasters has given me the ability to speak in front of a group of people with a level of comfort. And I've made some fabulous friendships in the Toastmasters clubs I've been in since 2007. I've been down here in the Shoalhaven for the last 6 or 7 years and have been at Toastmasters down here since then as well. And I just love Toastmasters. I love what it gives me, but I also love giving back and helping others. So I guess that's probably one of the things that keeps me coming back to Toastmasters as well.
Great. Thanks, Linda.
Mac, you can come over. He's also here.
Great. Hi, Mac.
Kim?
You gonna say something? Yeah, it's your turn.
Oh, Daryl McLeod, refer to me as Mac. I've been in Toastmasters going on 5 years now. And I joined Toastmasters originally just to make up the 8th member of the club to keep it viable. And I wasn't going to attend any meetings, but then I finally did attend. And it just so happened to be the AGM as such. And I walked away with an executive position, and I've had executive positions ever since. And my wife, Linda, actually got me in there as a Toastmaster. And since I've become active, I have fully enjoyed myself, and I actually wished I had joined Toastmasters when it first came out in Australia 40 odd years ago, because I enjoy my journey. I've also been a district officer, the next level up, which Kylie's doing now. So in my short time, I've had a exciting and very rapid leadership development within Toastmasters. Back to you, Kim.
Great. Thank you, Matt. So as you can see, we've all come to Toastmasters with different ways and different backgrounds. I didn't share mine. I started Toastmasters 20 years ago at St. George Toastmasters. I was nursing and I was very nervous in front of a group. I found it very hard to even just introduce myself. I'd be sweating and shaking, and so joined Toastmasters, and I became a nurse educator after learning how to speak in front of a group. I developed so much confidence and did some very big speaking engagements for the Cancer Council. I was a cancer nurse and led some very big speaking engagements. That was not to big note myself, but just to say that Toastmasters actually gave me skills that changed my life. It opened up career opportunities that I would have never realised. So love Toastmasters, so committed to it, and I know it can change how we communicate just through the practice of speaking. I came through Toastmasters through a Speechcraft course also. I still remember my first icebreaker, actually. I think I've got it on my computer. So yeah, so I understand I remember the journey that you're going on now to enter this course, and you might be feeling a bit nervous about it, and that's completely okay and understandable. All right, so what I'd like to do is ask you to introduce yourselves, just your name and what made you sign up for the course. What brings you? John, would you like to start? And you might need to unmute yourself.
Okay. That should make a difference. Well, I joined Toastmasters about it's coming up 12 months ago, and the reason I did so was just simply to get the confidence, courage to stand up and talk in front of people. I've always found it difficult, and to the point where, well, I'm in my 70s now, but back when I was about early 20s, I thought, yeah, it'd be good to go and join Toastmasters. It's just taken me a long time to do it. Yeah, so that's why I joined. And
Great.
I think it's good.
Lovely. Thank you, John. I might just go around the room. So Tanya.
Hello everyone, my name's Tanya. I've been talking about joining Toastmasters for about 10 years now,
Okay.
and just never worked up the courage, I guess, to do so. When I saw this course available, I thought it was a good introduction to see whether it is something that I'd feel comfortable doing. I guess for me, the reason I wanted to join was I find it really difficult in impromptu situations to find the right words and the confidence to be able to talk to people. So I'm hoping that I will gain those skills through this course.
Great. Thanks, Tanya. Yeah, it's we will be doing impromptu speaking. That's one of our core things that we do learn to do is speak on the spot, and we'll be practicing that as well throughout our meetings. So yeah, you're in the right place. And yeah, it does take some time, as you and John have shared that experience. It takes a while to actually put up your hand. You've got to be ready. Lovely. So Shweta, can I ask you to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Shweta, and we moved to Australia just 2 years ago, and my mother tongue is not English. In my profession, I had to train some staff, and yeah, I need some more confidence and leadership qualities. And I'm a bit shy and not much talkative. Megan introduced me to Speechcrafters. So I'm here to improve my communication, public speaking, maybe a little bit socializing skills.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great.
That's all.
Lovely. Thanks, Shweta. Yeah, that's exactly why I also joined, was the personal confidence. I was very frightened of talking to men in suits because my husband was a businessman, and I couldn't hold a conversation. I felt intimidated by business people, and so I needed that social confidence also. And I found Toastmasters did improve that a great deal. So not just the public speaking, but also the personal confidence improved as well. So that's my hope for you, Shweta. Great. Justin.
Okay, obviously my name's Justin. I joined this, I was talking to Megan actually about doing further education, and she recommended doing this. I've never heard of Toastmasters when I was at uni. I don't remember it at all. I went from uni from 2011 to 2015, so it wasn't that long ago, but yeah, I thought it was just prove my skills and keep on developing, and that's the reason why.
Fantastic. Great. So pleased that you've met Megan and she's brought you to Toastmasters. That's awesome. So welcome, Justin. Chin.
Hi everyone, my name is Chin. Yes, same as Justin. Megan introduced me Toastmaster, and then we visited the meeting and Kim introduced me this training. So the reason I signed up because I want to build up my confidence and deliver speech and try to be talkative as Streta said before. Yeah, because I think that I'm weak in social confidence and talking with other people. So this is what I want. I want to join the training. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Chin. Yeah, that's wonderful to hear that. Yeah, it's the speeches, but also your social confidence as well, and to improve your confidence with English as well, which is fantastic. So it's a great place to be. So welcome. And Lani, could I ask you?
Hi. I'm really sorry it won't support video and audio at the same time, so not a very engaging introduction.
Not a problem at all.
I've always floated with Toastmasters, wanting to join just for personal growth and I guess developing a new skill set. But when the course came up, I thought this would be a good chance. And I'm a climate scientist and I'm passionate about community engagement and climate change. So I'd really, really love to develop being able to publicly convey your message, I guess, so that it's received as opposed to just being told. Yeah.
Great. So that sounds like a great thing to be doing with your climate science. So I can understand why you'd want to convey that message.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's a really great reason to sign up. And I know you've been thinking about it for a while as well.
Yeah. Thank you.
So welcome.
Thanks.
Welcome, Lani. Okay. So I'm just going to go through the no, I think, what have I got on next? About Toastmasters. I'm going to ask Linda, if you wouldn't mind, just I'm trying to move my PowerPoint's not moving. For Linda to just tell us a little bit about Toastmasters International, the global Toastmasters, where it began and how it affects us.
Thanks, Kim. So Toastmasters International has a membership worldwide, international, of course, 358,000 members, more than 358,000. We are in 16,800 clubs around the world and 143 countries. And it has been going since 1924. So just to help everybody understand that this program has come through Toastmasters as a way for people to begin to learn how to do all those things you've just talked about, like talk in impromptu situations, give you that personal social confidence that you might need by practicing these skills. And the Speechcraft is a 6-week course learning program that has been put together by Toastmasters International, and we're going to deliver that to you in an encouraging, supportive, comfortable way. We will give you the information and you get an opportunity to practice in that environment. It really is. I know when I first did Speechcraft, and just like Kim, I can remember how intensely uncomfortable I was in that Speechcraft, doing my first icebreaker, doing all of my speeches, absolutely freaked out every time. However, I got through them, and I got through them because the people who were running that course were so supportive and helpful. They were there when I needed to ring up during the week and go, I really don't even know what to talk about or how to put this together. They would help me through it. They would and gave me so much help and attention and love, and enabled me to get up there and do what I needed to do. And I was coming from a really shy place back then. So that's what we're going to do for you. And we have a full course that is already set out, has been tried and tested, And the main thing is that you will be looked after, given the educationals, given the extra reading that you can take home and absorb it through reading as well. And we're right there encouraging, you know, we're your cheerleaders effectively in the Speechcraft course. Toastmasters International is an international worldwide program, and of course it's got all those clubs, which you don't have to step into the club at the end of it. It is a standalone Speechcraft course, but just, you know, as you can see, we are all Toastmasters and love doing club events as well. And Toastmasters International is basically a group of people within clubs doing the same sort of stuff, which helps everyone to get public speaking skills and confidence and standing up and talking to people. And that's what you're going to get out of your Speechcraft from us and over the 6 weeks. Back to you, Kim.
Great. Thanks, Linda. All right. Any questions about Toastmasters at all at this point? No? Okay. All right. So the objectives of the Speechcraft course are to develop public speaking skills, obviously, both formal and informal, as you've said, that you want to learn how to speak well, whether it's impromptu or whether it's actually delivering a formal presentation. And I'm just trying to move my screen. I'm not sure how to do that. Quite see my slides. Speaking develops through practice, and we're going to give you lots of practice. So each week you will be given 1 or 2 or 3 small pieces of speaking to do, because when you actually practice your speaking, that's how you get better and build your confidence. So you'll learn from your experience, and I'll go through each week and what you'll be doing each week. When you face your fear, you actually expose yourself to the fear of public speaking. Now, what we know is in psychology, if you expose yourself to a fear, the fear reduces. And I know this to be true, that the more speaking that I do in the club, if I have to go outside and present something, do a Zoom session or run a seminar or webinar, I'm much more confident. And so even though I've been speaking for a long time, I lose my skills and I lose my confidence unless I'm practicing and facing that fear regularly. Even experienced Toastmasters can lose a bit of skill if they're not speaking regularly. So this is why it works, because practicing actually helps you reduce your fear. It's a very friendly and non-threatening environment. So when we see you present your piece of speaking, we're not grading you, we're not marking you. We'll be giving you feedback that will be helpful for you to learn how to present it well and how to grow your skills. But it's as Linda said, it's a very supportive environment, because we've all been there. We've all been in this situation where we've been learning. So you're amongst friends. The feedback helps you develop your skills. So the feedback we'll give you will be on your voice, it'll be on your vocal variety, it'll be on your body language, it'll be on the structure of your speaking. And so this is a really rare environment where when you get feedback, it helps you to develop. And so often when we're in life, we don't get feedback, do we? We don't get feedback about how we are, how we're going, how we sound, how we're presenting. And so this is also how this develops your skills as well, is that feedback. And you will learn to evaluate others. So that's one of the key skills that you'll learn in Speechcraft, because and this helps you to listen. So it develops your listening skills. So you'll be listening to other speakers, and then it also helps you develop your public speaking skills when you have to evaluate someone else. So these are all the things that we'll be teaching you. Okay, so here's the outline of the course. So week 1 So the course has educationals, and those educationals will be giving you an educational from the books that I've sent you, and also a workbook, another workbook that we'll give you next week. Your practical engagement each week will be table topics. So in week 1, you'll be doing table topics, and that's an impromptu session, and that's speaking for 1 to 2 minutes on a particular topic that we'll give you, and it's speaking off the cuff. And now if you're feeling nervous, it's okay to feel nervous about that. I always felt nervous doing my first table topics. And then the first speech assignment we would like you to prepare for, and we'll go through this one, is called the icebreaker speech. So this is in week 1. And that's in your support guide that I've sent you on page 3. So again, in week 2, we'll give you educationals on introducing a speaker, how to evaluate, how to have vocal variety and table topics. Your practical will be another table topic session. And then you'll be giving another speech on organising your speech, which is all about structure and how to write and prepare a speech. And then in week 3, there's another educational on your body speaks, and that's all about body language, gestures, movement. The practical is another table topics, and that's when you'll start to evaluate other speakers. So we'll get you to evaluate the other speakers. And there's another speech that you'll be delivering called Get to the Point, and that's about how to structure a speech that you're making a clear point in your speech. Then week 4, we'll be teaching you how to do a toast and teaching on vocal variety. The practical again will be table topics and evaluations. And another speech, Your Body Speaks, and that's about using your body, using gestures. So you'll learn to put gestures into practice. Week 5, educational is how to say it with words. As you see, it'll get more and more practical. So the practical is evaluations, and you'll be giving toasts in week 5. Your speech assignment will be a vocal variety speech. And then in week 6, you've got one speech to do, and that's how to say it speech, and there'll be a final celebration and presentation of your certificates. So as you can see, it's quite a practical course, and there's lots of speaking to do, but there's also a lot of support that we'll give you throughout that 6 weeks. Is there any questions about that at the moment? It'll become much clearer once we get going, because we'll each one of those assignments has a guide in your booklets that will tell you how to prepare for that speech, and we'll be giving you an educational on it as well. So it's a really clear program. The just some housekeeping. Actually, no, I'll just go back to that. Can I ask any of the Toastmasters about? Is there any other comments you'd like to make about Speechcraft at this point, just to help anything that I've missed?
I suppose the only comment I'd make is that the more you put into it, the more you'll get out of it. And so if you can spend the time preparing for your assignments, then you'll find the feedback much more meaningful and helpful. Whereas if you go in not having properly prepared a speech, then you'll always think that the feedback is related to you not being prepared. So the more prepared you are, the more value you'll get from the feedback, I think.
Yep. Thanks, Megan. I think what's really important is try not to be a perfectionist. I'm sometimes a perfectionist, and it stops me from writing my speeches because I think I've got to get it perfect. And it really does stop us and makes us procrastinate. So can I invite you to, if you have an idea for your speech, to just brainstorm it and let it develop like that, rather than thinking, I've got to do something really perfect, because that can make you procrastinate and worry about how it's going to be. Because, yeah, that's just another really big tip about preparing for the speeches.
So, Kim, the only thing I add to what you've said is that don't be too concerned. They are very short speeches. They're not lengthy. We're talking, is it 3 minutes, 4 to 6 minutes tops, or 3 to 5 minute speeches? They're very small speeches. You don't need a huge amount of information or to say a whole lot. It's very quick speeches.
Yep.
So
Great.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks, Linda. Yes, because all the list of those assignments could feel like it's a bit overwhelming, but they're very short. They're very short pieces. Yeah, they're just giving you practice to connect the and build your confidence. Okay, so just some housekeeping. Obviously, we'll be following COVID-19 safety agreements, so we'll keep our distance and wash our hands, and if anyone's unwell, of course, let us know. And what we would try and do is to go to Zoom. If anyone can't come, we would try and convert to a Zoom session. So we'll either way, we'll keep the course going and make sure that you get through. The venue is at Waymount Farm, that's the address there. And it'll be dark when you come in. So, and it's very dark because it's on property. So we'll direct you when you arrive. And if you park in the driveway and just park behind each other, you'll be fine. So, but we'll direct you on the first night so you'll know where to park. Timing 6:30 to 9:30 with a supper break, and we're going to provide supper. So could I ask you to write in the chat box if you have any allergies or dietary requirements? I know we've got a couple of vegetarians, but if you're gluten-free or dairy-free, etc., so we can cater for you, that would be really, really good to know. Or send me an email. There's that's the photo of that's what the property looks like. It's a big dry stone wall and it's got a big WF Waymount Farm on the front. So just drive down that driveway and go veer left around the driveway and just park behind each other. As I said, it'll be very dark because it's on property and there's not a lot of light around. That's our COVID-19 agreements, which we're just following like everyone else. Any questions so far about the course or anything at all? No burning questions.
I think you answered them all kind of as we went along, so thanks.
Right. Fantastic. Awesome. Alrighty. Okay, so preparing for week 1, how are we going for time? Preparing for week 1, the first assignment that you'll have for your speech is called an icebreaker speech. And this is a really nice speech to start with because it's easy, because it'll be about you. And that's, as I said, don't be a perfectionist in writing this speech. It's really about, the idea is to get to know you and help the group get to know you. So you can speak about anything, any aspect of your life. So it could be about your hobby, could be about your work, about your pets or your family. There's some ideas. It's only 2 to 3 minutes. So it can be just end on 2 minutes. It can be really short. And sometimes we can go over. So if you can, try and time 3 minutes and just see how long that is. It's a very short period of time. And it also helps you, it's the first time you've spoken in a group perhaps, or certainly to this group, and it'll help you to identify where you're needing to work on your speaking. We'd encourage you to have an opening and a body and a conclusion for your icebreaker. Now there's a guide. I've sent you a guide on the email for the icebreaker speech, which is in the Speechcraft book, which I'll be giving you that. You can't see it because of my screen, but we'll be giving you that booklet when you start. But also there's the guide that I've sent you, and this is just an example. I've just done an example of a speech, an icebreaker speech that I might do. And so my introduction is, my name is Kim and I'm speaking about my neurotic cat Martha. That's my introduction. The body is, so a body might just have 3 main points to it, and then you speak to the points. So she's a rescue cat, has been abused, and so she's never been able to trust and connect with the family. It's frustrating, taking patience. It's taken her 15 years for her to actually come out from underneath the bed to have an occasional pat. So there's very slow improvement. But we love her because every living thing deserves a second chance at life. And so I might spread that out a little bit, pad those 3 points out a bit. And my conclusion is that we're proud that we've given her some quality of life. So that's just an example of of an icebreaker. It's just talking about my cat. So it can be as simple as that, or it can be about your work. It could be about something, a hobby that you're really interested in. But yeah, so just a really simple beginning, or it can be as complex as you like. Any questions about the icebreaker?
Is it okay to use notes, Kim?
Absolutely. Yep. You can certainly use notes. Yep. Yep. And if notes help you to reduce your nerves and increase your confidence, absolutely it'd be fine to use notes. Yeah. Yep. I think I definitely used notes when I started.
And how will we know when we've done that 2 to 3 minutes worth of speaking?
Good question. So in Toastmasters, we have a series of lights that flash up, and that gives us the timing of our speeches. So we have a green light, an amber light, and a red light. And for a 2 to 3 minute speech, we have the green light on 2 minutes, the amber on 2.5 minutes, and the red light on 3 minutes. And so you'll get used to those timing lights as you're speaking, and that will kind of jog you and give you a sense of timing. And so that's another wonderful thing about learning to speak through the Toastmaster system, is because we focus on the timing of your speaking as well. And that's a very important aspect to speak to time. So thanks, Linda. That's a great reminder. And of course, if you go over, that's not a problem at all. It's just that you'll know how long you've spoken for, because we'll be timing you and letting you know. So that's, again, that's more of the feedback that you get about your speaking. Okay. So what we'd like you to do is to prepare that speech and bring that for week 1, because we'll get you to do your icebreaker. All right. What we'd also like you to have a go at in week 1 is impromptu speaking, and that's speaking off the cuff. So what we'll do is we call it table topics in Toastmasters. So it's, what we're doing is we're giving you a topic to speak to, and that's 1 to 2 minutes. And it's forming your ideas on the spot, because often we're asked to speak on the spot, aren't we? Particularly at work or in a social situation, we're asked our opinion about something, or we're asked to introduce someone, and we kind of get stuck or we get nervous. So this helps to improve our confidence also. It helps to connect our thoughts in our speaking. And there's a guide to impromptu speaking, which I'd like you to read on page 9 of the Speechcraft assignment guide. And that's one of the booklets that's been sent to you. And that'll give you an idea of how to prepare for impromptu speaking. You can also practice this skill at home. So you could ask your family to give you a topic and you can have a practice. So I used to do this with my children in the car. They'd say, "Mum, I want you to talk about cows for 2 minutes." And I go, "Okay, cows are brown and white. They make milk. They've got 4 legs. They're furry. They live in the field. They moo." So I just have a lot of fun, but it's actually gives you a really good sense of connecting your speaking to your thinking, and so it can be as silly or as fun as you like, and to really make it enjoyable. So that's the sort of thing that we'll be giving you, a table topic in our classes, in our meetings. So we can have a lot of fun with that. And yes, you will feel quite nervous doing table topics as well, because you haven't been able to prepare. But it really is it's a fun part of the meeting. Going for time. Toastmasters, is there anything that anything else I need to cover at this point?
There you go. Now speak.
Yeah. Kim, for the trainees, we understand you may be concerned that you're doing a speech before we actually give you the educationals and teach you about it. It's just the way the program works. Don't get wrapped about the speech. The main part for yourselves is to be able to get up in front of the group and deliver. And it gives us Toastmasters an idea of how we can help you from there. Because on the first day of your training, you'll be taught how to put a speech together, so forth. So don't get wrapped about doing the speech. It's just getting up, talking about yourself or something about yourself that you know.
Great.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Mac. That's important. Yeah, because for all the other speeches, we'll be giving you an educational on that speech. So that's an important point. Yeah. So if you want any help with any of that across this next week, we are available for you, and they're our email addresses. But I think if you go through toastmastersnowra@gmail.com, we'll be able to answer any of your questions also. You can ring me on my mobile, and I'll call you back and guide you as well. I think what we'll do is we'll be assigning mentors to you, so you can have that extra support on next week. So you'll know who to go to for guidance. Yeah, you can certainly be in contact with us if you're concerned about preparing for week 1. Yeah, so I think that's really, I think we're finished early. Unless there are any other questions at all. I actually didn't check in the chat box about the dietary requirements. Did you have a chance to do that? Might just stop my screen sharing. Chat. Oh, fantastic. Lovely. Chocolate is loved. Okay. All right. We'll make sure we have some chocolate, Justin. Awesome. All righty. So if that's all pretty clear, we will look forward to seeing you next Thursday night at 6:30. Is 6:30 suitable for everyone to get there by 6:30? Does that suit most people? Yeah. Is that a nod for everyone? Is that okay? Is that all right with you, Lani? Because I know you're traveling a little bit further.
Yeah. I mean, if that's that's what everyone works for. I'd probably prefer it a bit earlier, but I'm happy to, do 6:30.
Great.
I'm
Fantastic.
happy earlier too if everyone. I work in Nowra, but I live in Wollongong.
Okay.
She
Right.
finished work at 3:30, so.
Okay. Right. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, let's make it 6:30 for the first night, and then we can talk about changing the time when we're all together. How about that?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yep. Okay. Great. Well, I just wanted to say congratulations for signing up for the course. It's taken a lot of courage to begin, and so well done. And we so look forward to supporting you through this next 6 weeks and seeing you grow and develop your skills. And yeah, we love doing this. We love helping you, and this is why we're here. This is why we do Toastmasters. So yeah, so
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
See you next week.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Bye.
Everyone, bye.
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 Bye. Bye. I'll stop recording.